What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Cinema Asylum podcast. I am Matthew, one of the super and sci-fi experts.
I'm Dylan, the other super sci-fi expert.
It's been a minute.
It has. About a month, actually.
Crazy.
I don't know how the minutes break down there, but...
So this is our last episode tonight, and I want to see some movement. Oh, wait. The concert was last week. This is the podcast. Well, if you do want to move, you can watch this while you're on the treadmill or walking, and let us know in the comments if you do that.
you could rage out and hit to us.
Yeah.
By all means.
Just headphones in at a concert, just like throwing down and listening to the podcast.
Yeah, just like throwing down me while inside the headset. Four idiots.
That reminds me, I don't know if I ever brought this up. I don't remember who looked it up, but one of us had looked up the podcast on Google, and the first result that came up was autism in cinema.
Well, I mean, it's appropriate and relevant, so, you know. At least Google knows our brand.
We're just gonna start marketing ourselves autism in cinema.
Welcome to the Cinema Autism Podcast.
Anyway, Joe, since it's just Dylan and I, we're gonna be doing 3 short film reviews. We are reviewing what was the first one called? Better the Devil You Know.
Yes,
That was it.
Devil, you know.
It was an interesting combination of words. Yeah.
It was.
Bear the Devil You Know, Robbie Ain't Right No More, and The Harvester.
Yeah.
Not Paul.
It's everything. I was a little confused by that when we were mentioning in the title earlier. I was like, I didn't know something else came out.
But yeah, we're going to start with Better the Devil You Know. This was
Cool.
interesting.
Yeah. Just immediately, obviously there's...
Yeah. We're just jumping straight into it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that warning out of the way. Just immediately, the visuals of it. I don't think that we were initially talking about it when we started it, but we initially thought that it was an original VHS camcorder, like mini VHS.
It was too crisp, though.
Yeah, it was too crisp, and I think that it was simply just the editing. But the editing to find that level of visuals to have it be as convincing as it was really cool. I love the editing.
And they switched back and forth between the VHS camcorder look and like a regular movie format.
Yeah. It went from family values. It went from a family values feel,
Like a 90s sitcom.
I was getting just because of the set decoration and costuming.
Okay.
I was getting more 70s.
Okay.
Late 70s, early 80s.
Okay. Yeah, the outfits look more 80s.
Well, that the knit throw blanket that was on one of the chairs.
Yeah.
The chairs just in general, the shag carpeting, all of it.
Yeah.
I love the set decoration. It was really spot on.
Yeah, it was. This was very interesting.
It was. I was kind of questioning it the whole time.
I still don't know exactly what happened, for sure.
Well, okay, so...
Was he like having a psychotic episode?
No, okay. So, I'm not entirely sure. There's obviously something supernatural going on here, because the way that I took the very ending of it was that he's just caught in his own personal hell, but she was in control of it the entire... I think the Better the Devil You Know, the devil in the title, I think was her.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was getting, because she was...
Like maybe she's in charge of torturing him in hell.
Yeah, I think I'm wondering if that's what it was, because the cuts back and forth and just that first eerie.
The tape distortions.
Well, the tape distortions were like an early on clue, because we had that right after he started having his kind of first doubts about Buddy Jackson.
Yeah. With the whole initial illusion that was going on.
Yeah, but we had that moment where Becky, it cuts to the back of Becky's head and she turns around.
And her face is all kinds of freaky.
Yeah, it's distorted and it's like something straight out of a Smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it cut to that, I was like, okay, there's obviously something wrong with Becky. something's up. We're having a certain issue, and then like the cuts back and forth. Yeah, I think that he was just caught in his own personal hell. He was being reminded of what he did, but it was also I like the framing device that they used with the sitcom.
Yeah.
Because with the sitcom added another level of eeriness to it. Because we were kind of talking about how, at least visually, it was kind of reminiscent of Late Night with the Devil.
Yes.
And I was also getting vibes of the Twilight Zone movie. The sequence. Have you seen the Twilight Zone movie?
No.
Okay.
I've never seen the Twilight Zone.
Well, I like the original series.
I've seen part of the Jordan Peele one. I wasn't a fan.
I fell like halfway through the Jordan Peele series, but that was for a different issue than I wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah, I saw 2 episodes. I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I liked it. This is off topic.
It was the comedian one.
Yeah, the comedian one was interesting. I liked the Adam Scott one a lot.
I didn't see that one.
That was the second episode.
Okay, maybe I did watch it then.
Yeah, I thought that it was great. It also had God, his last name's crazy. It's like Diamantopoulos. He's in a lot of things. You would recognize him if you saw him.
Yeah, probably.
But one of the other ones I really liked was the one with the John Cho one was interesting. Basically, in that one, a kid becomes president, and shit goes about how you think.
If you didn't know, there's a movie called Columbus, filmed in Columbus, Indiana, that John Cho stars in.
I don't think I've seen that.
I haven't either.
Huh.
But yeah, the entire movie was filmed in Columbus, Indiana.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's not streaming anywhere.
Oh, not even on Seven Seas.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe the Criterion Channel.
Maybe. That or like Arrow or
yeah, because it's like an independent like art house film.
Okay, yeah. It could also be Shout. I think Shout has its own channel as well. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. No,
Yeah, keep talking. I'll look to see where it's streaming, if anywhere.
But no, it reminded me of a segment in the Twilight Zone movie where there's this kid who has supernatural powers, and he loves watching TV. Well, when his family upsets him, he puts them in the TV. Like, he traps them in the TV, and it's like kind of it's obviously dated for when the movie came out, at least from what I remember. But it was kind of reminiscent of that too. Same for an episode of R.L. Stine's Haunting Hour with Debbie Ryan, where she gets trapped in her phone, which I don't know why, but that episode messed me up as a kid. I have no idea why.
So update. So everybody obviously our podcast is located in Central Indiana. So yeah, you guys should totally watch this because it is free on Tubi.
Awesome. Okay.
It stars John Cho as the son of a renowned architecture scholar who gets stranded in Columbus, Indiana, and strikes up a friendship with a young architecture enthusiast who works in a local library. Haley Lou Richardson, Michelle Forbes, Rory Culkin, and Parker Posey all star in supporting roles.
Huh, cool. I'm gonna have to check that out soon.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go ahead to my watch list.
For next week, we can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm down for it. No, I was getting those vibes from this because all those things, obviously, aside from the immediate illusion of or the immediate parallel of people trapped in a digital format, and being tortured through that, it's those are one of my most living in today's day and age, seeing that kind of content is really scary.
Yes.
I don't know why it's so scary to me, but it's kind of like I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before. There are cultures where they believe that a picture can capture your soul.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure exactly which section of the culture it is, but my mind immediately goes to I know that that's a thing in Native American cultures.
Yes.
That's such a terrifying thing to me, living today, where there's all these cameras and there's all these cameras around. Everybody's being filmed by something. So just being like trapped like that digitally in your own personal hell and torture like that is already unsettling to me.
So you just heard it here. That's why Dyllan's never on screen.
Yeah, it could be part of it. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't take a whole lot of pictures of myself either. So just in my personal life.
I found that picture of you and John.
The Mario Day one?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's different. That doesn't have my face in it.
Right. I did print out for my photo album.
Okay. I'm so bummed that Turd didn't post that picture. Because we took it for Mario Day.
I know.
I even sent it to him. I was like, you need to post this. No, nothing.
What a butt nugget.
Yeah, right? But that's already unsettling for me. I love what they did here with the cuts back and forth.
Yes.
That's what has me thinking that this is his own personal hell. That he's being tortured, and that's his punishment, is reliving this agony over and over again. And because at the very end, we see, quote unquote, Becky is outside of the studio set watching this quote unquote episode of
Sitcom
this
episode.
sitcom.
Yeah.
Over and over again. She keeps reversing it and playing it again, and just like keeps it on loop. And that's super interesting to me because it's kind of like the eternal. That was another early on clue. Her
watch to eternity.
Watch saying eternity. Yeah.
So it's like the eternal suffering of hell.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It's like this is his own personal room.
Yeah.
Of torment. I love it. I thought that was really cool. I liked the way that they did the isolation in it.
Yeah.
Where it was when it cut to the modern sequences, there was this form made of radio or the TV static that was following him, the main character Brady around. And then at one point it switches to, I don't even know how to immediately describe the effect, but it's psychedelic.
Yeah.
And it's like this in-camera green screen effect where it's following his previous movements and layering them on top of each other. I don't know how to...
It's a blur effect.
Yeah. If you're listening, go watch it for yourself.
Yes.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
All these films are on YouTube.
Yes. All free and everything. If you have premium, better. But crap. What was that? Right. He ends up being surrounded by static himself. Like it's like he gets dropped off the screen almost.
Yeah.
And like it isolates him and then deposits him back on the set of the sitcom. And it's so. I think that this was done really well. I really liked it.
Yes.
For
and
such
it's
a
very
short form.
unique.
It is. And for such a short form of media, which I don't know how they would have done this any shorter than they did.
Right.
But it would have been really interesting seeing something.
Well, it's a sitcom, so the 20 minutes made sense.
No, it did absolutely. I'm not.
I think that's why they did it. It was.
Yeah. No.
They made the length of a sitcom episode.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. I love that. I think that there would have been other people that would have tried this, and they probably would have tried to do it with a shorter format. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how they could have achieved this.
It could be shorter or longer.
They already did it,
and it wouldn't make sense longer either, really.
No. I think that the runtime on this was perfect, which it was like 18 minutes, 58 seconds. Or something?
18:58, I think.
I think that the duration of this was perfect for what they were going for.
Yes.
I think they really nailed it. I really like the vibes. For doing, I'd rather just frame it as 80s television instead of 70s, 80s, or 90s.
Yeah.
Just because of those vibes. But they really captured the 80s sitcom vibe. Especially with how they built the set, the way that they dressed it, everybody's performances. Because the modern acting was drastically different. It was way more realistic. It wasn't so like obviously set up for a laugh track, you know?
Right.
And I really like the differences between the two, because Brady breaks off from the formula of the sitcom a bit, especially as the movie goes or as the short goes
Right.
along, and that's outside the modern
Yeah.
the modern telling.
He
of
starts
what happened.
using words that are not acceptable in a sitcom.
Yes, yeah. That just like the way that he was reacting
Yeah.
and snapping and all that, like it was very outside the formula of 80s sitcoms.
Right.
And I loved it. I think that this was great. I loved it.
I wanted to make sure I bring this up. I'll try to do this for everyone to give credit where credit's due. This is directed by Daniel Silverman. Stars Richard Thomas as Brady, Emmy Pierce as Becky, and Owen Brooks Larson as Jackson. Those are the main stars of the movie.
Yes.
They all did wonderful jobs.
Yeah, I really liked it. I think they all did great. I will say initially, at least until we saw like the static figure with what looked like long hair, until we had that, I thought that Jackson was going to be the devil.
I thought so too.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not, you know?
This dude's too much of a bully. He's triggering me right now.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's kind of a fucking asshole and just causing issues. Because the way that they were talking to each other, Becky and Brady, it was very obvious that they were a couple.
Yeah.
And for somebody that was a friend like that to be sliding in there, like disrupting this, like,
Harmony.
Yeah, this like perfect 80s household harmony.
Yeah.
For somebody that was disrupting it like that, which was like for 80s sitcom, that was already like that was already kind of breaking the formula.
Yeah.
You didn't commonly get something like that back then.
No.
But with that happening, I was like, I think it's Jackson, and he was doing a pretty good job at convincing it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's how they were setting it up, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. They wanted to set it as like a red herring.
Yeah, and like I think that it was super well done. I loved it.
Definitely.
I think the makeup was also done really well. I think that the way that they did like the fake blood and the impalement, it was really cool. I dug it.
4 stars for me out of 5.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I thought that this was really cool.
And this is a new release, so you should jump on it now. I believe it was like 3 weeks old, it said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that it said 2025 on Letterboxd, but
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that recent. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
The next 2 we're doing are from 2023.
Okay, yeah.
But this next one, this makes me crack up because my best friends are named Robbie and Anna. This one's called Robbie Ain't Right No More. And this is directed by Kyle Parrott and stars Jaden Cal as Robbie, Jason Davis as Vernon, and Madeline McGraw from The Black Phone
Yeah.
as Sarah.
I
This one was a lot more serious.
It was.
This one dealt with PTSD a bit.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead
Yeah.
and get your thoughts out. Yeah, please.
I'd almost say it's a PTSD episode meets Men in Black.
Yeah. I was convinced that it was an that he was possessed.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I knew it wasn't because I'd seen this one before.
Okay.
But yeah, they're having like family dinner with the brother-in-law and the rest of the family, and he's just acting all strange. And he's like, "What'd you do? What happened to you?" And he opens up his shirt, and he's like ripped to shreds underneath.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't remember getting his papers to leave the military.
Mhm.
And it turns out there was like an alien slug inside of him. It's wild.
It was. I think that it was again. This was very well done in my opinion. Yeah. I'm somebody that comes from a military family, so like immediately, like off the gate, when they're like, when somebody goes where he did and has done the stuff that he's done, they come back changed. I immediately clocked it. I was like, this is going to be about veteran PTSD.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think that they did a really good job from what I've perceived of people suffering from the same kind of
This
thing.
is why I wanted to do this short film with you, because I knew you had the military family.
Yeah, it was really when as soon as they brought up the getting discharged, and he was like, huh? was like, oh, this motherfucker's a deserter. I was like, what the fuck did this dude do? Combined with like the sword scar, basically, like it looked like it was like the entire, not even just like a flat of a blade, but like pommel and everything. That's kind of how it looked.
Yeah.
But like
It looks like
just,
grenade fragments, like maybe.
Well, like they brought up like it looked like he got torn in half.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's crazy. But there was also this like line going like that. I was like, that's not natural.
No.
Even if he would have been like ripped in half by something, like that was
That's
weird.
I'm rewatching all the Jurassic movies. That's some raptor claws.
Yeah, for real. Like, dude looked like he was getting disemboweled somewhere. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I was there for like 3 weeks, like in the ICU. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
That's like 6 months in the ICU.
Yeah. But I think that this was done really well.
The acting is incredible in this one.
It was.
This one, the acting's definitely a lot better too.
Yes.
The acting was good in the last one, but this one's top notch.
But the acting in the last one, the acting, I feel like shined all the way
It
through.
was the
It's
genre.
hard. Yes. Yeah.
This one's a lot more of a serious thing, so it's got more dramatic acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody really nailed it. Like, what was his name? Andy? The asshole.
That was Vernon.
Brother or whatever.
Oh no, Vernon was the father. Yeah, Andy was the
Okay,
step-brother.
yeah, the guy that was like fucking chugging wine the
Yeah.
entire time. Unfortunately, there are service members that get treated like that by people.
Yeah.
Where they're either they don't understand,
Yeah.
or they're not, or they're just they don't fucking.
You
care.
look like you were ready to slap Andy.
Yeah, dude, like him being like, so how many? Sorry, use this term. But Andy, at one point, Andy asked like, so how many camel fuckers did you kill out there? And I was like, holy shit! Like, no, first of all, not to be too woke, but not only do you not use that term, but like you don't ask a soldier with PTSD that like how many confirmed kills you get out there, huh? Like, what the fuck? That's like you're not supposed to like try to remember them. You're not supposed to remind them of the horrors when they come back. Like that's
This
what
is the no-no
fuck?
question.
Yeah, I was like, what a fucking asshole. But like the guy that played Andy did a really good job like selling it, especially like once he realized that he kind of fucked up, like that like realization, like as it set in, he did really good there too.
Yeah.
No, I thought that everybody did amazing. The guy playing the guy playing Robbie was phenomenal.
Yes.
The shaking, the like tears in his eyes and everything.
The like crying, laughing towards the beginning
Yeah.
really was like Joaquin Phoenix Joker vibes.
Yeah, it was eerie. It was standoffish
Yeah.
in such a great way. It was so creepy and just like very
Unsettling.
unsettling. Yeah, like there was, you could feel the tension,
Yeah.
or you could really feel the tension there.
The
And
tension
where
was so
everybody's
thick
like
you could cut it
something's
with a
about
knife.
to fucking happen. Yeah, it was crazy. I really loved it. I when I saw the shotgun was missing, I was like, okay, this could go two ways. Either he's gonna go after the rest of the family, and that's why he told Sarah, right?
Yeah.
That's the reason why he told Sarah to stay. Or he's gonna go out. He's gonna go out the arseface way in Preacher, or not go out the arsehole face way, but like how arsehole face became arsehole face. You know, like he was
There was
definitely
no
looking
delicate
for
way
a-
for me to say it, so I was just gonna let you say it.
Yeah,
I would have gotten us in trouble.
when he decided to taste a barrel of lead.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way that I could put it to all audiences.
Yeah.
I thought that those were the two ways that they were going to do it, because I mean those are two of the most common ways for a veteran with PTSD to
Yeah.
snap and take drastic action. I'll say.
We went over that kind of a little bit watching with Arrow.
Yeah.
Deadshot's background.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that this is done really well, and I'm obviously
It puts PTSD into a horror genre fairly well.
yeah.
It kind of like mixes the two in a way that fits logically.
Yeah, and it kind of handles it with a bit of care.
Yeah.
In a way. Obviously, the once it starts popping out of the care bit is when it like accentuates it.
Yeah.
But at no point does it really like prop it up or be like, oh, this is cool or anything like that, or oh, this is just like a non-plus issue. Like,
Yeah.
this is whatever.
It really treats it with delicacy.
Yeah, like they threw in the one asshole to show like this is a dick thing to do, and the rest of it was the horror aspect involved here.
The horror of the event itself, and also the trauma of it all.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I really loved it. I thought it was awesome. This is one out of the.
This one could have been longer.
Yeah,
this could have been a full movie.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. This is the one that we watched where I really wish that we would have seen a full movie of this. And I'll describe my thoughts about the third one that we watched because I had a similar feeling about it. But I for this one, I definitely wish that there would have been a longer thing because like I could totally see there being and like
because the ending left a little bit to be desired.
The ending left a little bit to be desired. I think that if this were a full format movie, instead of starting out from where we did here, we probably could have seen like a early like this happened 10 months ago kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Just like to give us a little tease of kind of what happened, and then it's like, so what the fuck actually happened, and then we get to this point. You know? Like it moves on to there, and then from there it could flesh out into an entire creature feature.
Yeah. The Men in Black elements. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved to see a full movie of this.
Yeah.
I think that was super interesting.
It was only 2 years ago. We might get it.
That and Treehouse Time Machine.
Yeah.
I'd love a full movie for both of them. Because
I love Treehouse Time Machine.
I like that. I want like a little bit before, and then we see the after.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought this was really good.
Once again, Treehouse Time Machine. Alan Richardson, our boy, please give us.
Please, I love this. It was so good. It was so good. Just so everybody is aware, we did a review of it. I can't remember exactly when. I think it was back in November.
Yeah,
right?
it was end of the year last year.
Yeah.
You can go watch that on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, go check out our review on it. We reviewed that along with some other sci-fi short films.
Yeah.
This is really good. I really liked it. Like I said, I think that it handled veteran PTSD with a lot of care.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure how much more they could have done to improve on it, but I'm also not somebody that personally suffers with it.
Right.
So
and you don't know anybody personally that has it.
I know people that do have PTSD.
Okay, you do.
From their service.
Okay.
It's not to the degree that is shown here.
Okay.
It's more a night terror aspect.
Okay, yeah.
At least from the things that I've heard from them.
Okay.
But that's more the experiences I've heard.
Yeah.
So I can't tell the complete like character change here.
Right.
Because every time that I had family that came back from deployment and stuff like that, they hadn't changed outwardly the way this person had.
Right.
But like this is a more extreme. This is also a more extreme depiction.
Right.
Of a personality change. Not to
Someone
say
who
that
would
it doesn't
typically
happen. This is something that happens where somebody comes back completely different.
And that's typically when you see a lot of like bad combat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like some stuff went down.
Yeah.
Like they did a lot of things that are tormenting, and that's where it plays into a lot.
Or
of
saw a lot of
aspects
things that tormented
PTSD.
them.
Yeah.
Because some people don't even do things; they just see things.
Yeah, and it's like the horrors of war.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. Like well, I mean, J.R.R. Tolkien participated in the war, but like a lot of the visuals that we get in Lord of the Rings are inspired by his the visuals on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And just like I haven't seen the Nicholas Hoult. I don't want to say Nicholas Hoult was in a movie about J.R.R. Tolkien where he played Tolkien.
Okay.
And it was like his story of how he.
Yeah, the one called Tolkien. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was they show him on the battlefield and everything, and there's this visual that I've seen from it where it's the Balrog hidden in the smoke, and while all these explosions are going on.
Yeah.
It's kind of stuff like that. But no,
I like that visual.
yeah, it's really cool. I really want to see Tolkien. I want to buy it on physical. And
That
then
kind of
watch it.
reminds me of like Wonder Woman with Ares.
Yeah,
In his mind, it's Satan's the cause of all the evil
right
on the battlefield. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I want to check it out because like those stories and those comparisons are really neat to me.
There's another movie that looks similar. That looks really interesting. I'll tell you about it. I don't remember what it's called.
Okay.
But it's C.S. Lewis and Nietzsche having a conversation debating the existence of God.
I think I've heard about this, but I don't think I've heard much about it.
Yeah. It sounds really interesting to me.
I'm gonna have to seek that out.
Yeah. Last time I saw it was on Netflix, but that was like a year ago. I'd have to like find out what it's called and stuff again. But yeah, I really want to check that out. I think that'll be a really fascinating watch.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I'm really interested because
That'll be a good double feature.
it would be. It would be. I've heard about the differences between. I've never looked up quotes from either of them really. I've more just heard people talking about it.
Yeah.
But I've always heard that there was a difference between the takeaway that C.S. Lewis had from war and the takeaway J.R.R. Tolkien had from war. I'm really interested in seeing that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna seek that one out too.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
but,
sorry.
Yeah, it's just all around an excellent short film. Definitely could have been longer.
Yeah, I like I said, I would have loved to see a full movie of this. I think that this is one of those things where it had me wondering the entire time, like what exactly was up with him, and I think that they did a really good job at conveying that. I think that they did a great way of, because like I said, I thought it was a possession like the entire time, but I was like, it's kind of weird that he just came back with like a demon inside of him, but like again, like the way that they were having it parallel to like the actual PTSD aspect of being a veteran, like it was very symbolic in that way, and I thought that it was really cool. Yeah. No, I would love to have full-fledged film of this.
I will also say this: if anybody's watching from either of these short films, and like if you ever do a fundraiser to do like a full length, we will share it for you.
Yeah,
on our social media.
I really want a full-fledged project with this.
Yes.
Like more than just the 18 minutes that we got. This is awesome. I was a big fan. Yeah. I loved it.
4.5 out of 5, I think, for this one.
Yeah, I'll say 4.5 out of 5 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. Just the way that everything was handled and the way that it leaves me wanting more. Yeah. 4.5.
So now we're switching to straight up sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
The Harvester. Once again, not Paul. The visuals. Did you ever figure out what film you were trying to think of?
I know what it reminded me of. It's because I wasn't a fan of the fact that it reminded me of it. I think that's the reason why. Not to say anything bad about what it reminded me of. It's just it reminded me of this indie movie, which was, if I remember right, it was only like 49 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
It's called The Headhunter. I've talked about it before.
I don't remember this, but okay, continue.
It reminded me a lot of The Headhunter.
Okay.
Because there was close to no dialogue, and here
there was no
really
dialogue.
None. Yeah.
And this was 20 minutes, so this should go show you that even though silent films don't really exist anymore, you don't need dialogue to have an engaging story.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Headhunter. Headhunter, there's like no dialogue in it.
Yeah.
A lot of the visuals felt like they were. I don't know if it's the same cinematographer or not. It's just it reminded me a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it felt like it was shot very similarly. It was a lot more show up don't tell. Obviously. There was a lot of mystery still surrounding it for me. Like, what were the little alien bugs, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what they were.
Like I can only assume.
I'm looking up to see if it was the same guy.
Okay, because I mean it. I was getting very similar vibes between the two.
This is the only thing he has listed on Letterboxd.
Okay.
And before I forget, it is Andrew Allen, director, and Joel Austin as the Harvester.
Okay.
And I feel like I should mention the cinematographer on this one because this is a standout. Oh, he is not listed. Never mind.
Oh. Hmm.
But yeah, cinematography is definitely the standout in this one.
Yeah, no, I thought
That
was
and the
done
costume
super
design.
well. Yes, the costume design was awesome. The set design was pretty minimal. A lot of it was shrouded in darkness.
A cave.
The cave that we got.
And then there was a forest in the
yeah,
snow.
Yeah, that was it basically. That and the like barren wasteland of ash almost.
Yeah.
Or ash or mud or whatever was going on out
Yeah.
there.
If it was ash, I have no clue where this was actually shot.
Mm.
I would almost guess like Iceland.
Somewhere more volcanic.
Yeah, Iceland.
Yeah.
It really looked like an Iceland type setting.
It did, yeah. Dude, it was good. I really loved it.
Excellent use of tension.
Yes. The moment where he's out in the woods, I didn't even fully process what had happened to him.
Yeah.
So like when he was running away, I was like, did he accidentally like cut his tube or what? Because he was suddenly
because you need
breathing
gas
really
masks.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the air was toxic for whatever reason, and I like the gas mask. The gas mask kind of reminded me of Rinsler from Hellboy.
Okay.
Kind of. With that little tube going up the front, it was something else. But like especially like the way that the goggles on his mask were and everything, and the fact that he was constantly having this breathing apparatus moving with him, it was really cool. I can only assume, or I'll infer that this is all a toxic wasteland for whatever reason. People were mutating. That's what he was fighting this entire time.
Yeah, he was fighting the mutation.
Yeah, because like we see him without his mask and everything a few times.
Right.
And he has like scar tissue and these like irritations on
his
him.
sides are open.
Yeah, well, like those look more like they were cuts than
That's
anything.
what I was wondering initially. Yeah, like they were wounds.
Well, like he like injected himself and it looked like it was starting to heal up.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I can only assume that he was pulling whatever those like mutated maggots.
Yeah.
Were. That's the best way that I could put it.
Yeah. It was healing on whatever it was.
Yeah, like their juice.
Yeah.
he I refer to it as
the
like
juice is loose.
I kept saying that he was like making them pee.
Yeah.
But like he was injecting himself with these like secretions and like it was making them heal.
Follow us for more recipes. Lemonade.
But no, like he can't. He got like about like halfway through, he was being hunted in the forest. Like he got shot.
Yeah.
And it was by these things that didn't have similar protections. It didn't look like.
Yeah.
And the way that they did the costuming for them, because like the big brute, you didn't see a mask around like the back half of his head.
Right.
So if he had a mask, it was covered up by this like ratty cloth.
Yeah.
Or this ratty like fabric or scarf or whatever that was like covering or shrouding his face.
Yeah.
But I think that they were mutants in this wasteland. Like they were what
he was trying to avoid becoming.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not to show that they were like completely animalistic or anything, but again, nobody was talking.
Right.
I think that this dude could have, assuming that this wasn't like a Planet of the Apes scenario where like humankind that's getting born is incapable of speech,
right.
Whether because they never learned it or what. But like, I think that the main character could have talked, but these mutants, I don't think so, because there wasn't. If there was going to be communication or dialogue here,
it would have been as they were getting them.
Yeah, I think that it would have been between the mutants.
Yeah.
Because there's a moment where there were like 2 or 3 that were standing around the main character, and then
they were kind of grunting.
Yeah, they were kind of grunting, and then there was one that was off, like inhaling the secretions in the supply that the harvester had.
Yeah.
On him in this little wooden box, and like they took off.
He was like crouched down like a little animal.
Yeah, he was like knocking them back with like little shots.
Yeah.
And like he was like a little gremlin dude. Which I love the increase of gremlin dudes in media. Big fan. Um, but
We got one on our podcast.
yeah, John. Sorry, Gary, you can't have that position. Uh, no,
No, Garrett's Chewbacca.
yeah, you're the troll that just cannot keep his fucking butthole closed. no, no, I think that everything was done really well. Like you said, you don't need dialogue to convey a story properly, and I
As
think
long
that
as
this
there's
is done
the
really
right amount of
well.
tension and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and
The tension, the acting.
I like when a project can pull that off really well, because to bring it back to the movie that this is reminding me of, to The Headhunter. The Headhunter, again, it's obviously a lot of show don't tell, and it leaves a lot to be wondered. Like you can see like the very basics of what's going on. You can see like, oh, this is going to be a significant thing. Oh, this character is obviously like, this is how they live. It's
Yeah.
what they do to live. It was a lot of that, but there were a lot of other things surrounding it. Like, why is this thing happening? Like, what happened before? Like what's like? I want to know more of the world building.
Yes.
I want to see more of that. I want to see more of the lore, and like this left a lot of that to be wondered, because you were just presented immediately with this raw world, and like the world building here is obviously purely visual.
I would take a 2.5-hour movie of this.
Yes, so, like no dialogue.
Yeah.
Like just like if you convey.
Maybe words on like a notepad or
Yes,
something.
that's what I was about to say. If you convey like that written or that like non-visual story building, that non-visual world building, you could still have it be visual, just in text form on like scraps
Yeah.
of newspaper, or like
Yeah.
latest bomb goes off in
Right.
Central America or
'Cause
in
with
Iceland
it,
or wherever.
with it not being a silent film, I don't think like the actual like panels work. But I think like newspaper articles, like journal notes.
Yeah, like headlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, like journal notes, like you were saying. Like I would love to. I want more media that uses that way of conveying story to use personal notes.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it when they implement that.
Yeah. I will say it like this. I haven't done much in film, not as much as Garrett, but being a filmmaker, obviously studios are limited to what the money goes to.
Right.
The studio picks the money, the studio picks where the money goes. It goes to their big projects that they got going. If you are still an independent filmmaker and you fund your own projects, don't be afraid to take risks. Certain studio movies are in black and white now. Cool.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid to do a silent film. Don't be afraid to do a film with no dialogue.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to do a film on not the nicest camera. There's a Criterion movie, Inland Empire. David Lynch shot it on a VHS camcorder. It's part of the Criterion collection.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to take risks outside the societal norm of film. Be creative, put out your best passion and work, and it probably will go somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that creativity is one of the things that helps keep aspects like this in Hollywood, in cinema, alive.
Independent film, there's so much more creativity than studios lately.
Yeah. There's a lot of innovation. There's a lot of, okay, how can we do as much as possible with as little as possible?
Right.
And,
Studios are overspending, and all they're doing is releasing sequels pretty much, and prequels and remakes and...
Yeah, we introduce ourselves on this podcast as the superhero sci-fi experts.
So we know what we're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
We love our superhero movies.
Yeah, the MCU...
We love our Star Wars.
Yeah, the MCU is great and everything. Like, Thunderbolts was a phenomenal movie.
Yes.
But it didn't do well just because of how the budget was.
Right.
If they would have done it on a smaller budget, it would have worked out a lot better for them.
They're ballooning their budgets and not having enough traction, especially, frankly, since COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't spend $400 million on a movie and need $1 billion to break even and expect it to be successful. Because how many
Right.
movies actually still break $1 billion? You maybe
Right.
get 2 or 3 a year,
Well, it's like Sinners was made on what, a $90 million budget?
something like that,
Yeah,
and it made very well.
Yeah,
It did very well.
Yeah, it did fucking gangbusters.
But neither MCU movie did well this year.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And frankly, I don't know if Fantastic Four is going to either.
I
I think
their
it's going to be the best.
pre-sales broke records for
Okay.
the MCU, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's going to do the best this year.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a lot of marketing going around this movie as well. Like, this was their Hail Mary for the
Yeah,
year.
the other two they didn't really market.
Yeah, well, Thunderbolts they did, but not as much as what they're doing with this. But
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Captain America wasn't really marketed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Superman's getting good marketing for DC.
Mm.
I think that's going to be a winner.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Because we haven't had a dedicated Superman movie in 12 years.
Right.
So I mean, already it's going to do really well because you're going to have not only the people that love Superman, but also the people that hate this version of Superman flocking to the theaters to see it.
Right.
Like
Creative
I mean,
choices aside, it's been 12 years. It's going to do well.
Yeah, yeah. People have been waiting for something like this.
Yeah.
Whether they've been waiting to hate it or not,
Right.
they've been waiting for it.
That's what I said. Creative choices aside.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether you love it or hate it.
Something like this is something that I wish Hollywood would do more. I haven't seen what was the exact title? In a Violent Nature?
Yeah, I've not seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. But something like that, and that got a theatrical release.
Yeah.
Something like that is I just that was an example of a risk.
Yeah.
Same for Hardcore Henry when that came out.
Yes.
That was a risk as well.
And studios don't really take risks.
No, unfortunately, and it's like
Stuff
if you
like,
take risks like that, you're sorry.
That's okay.
If you take risks like that, you don't have to do so much. Like you can cut certain areas of budgeting because like this kind of filmmaking, these kinds of filmmaking, it's so out of the box.
Yeah.
That you don't have to think about how much the box is going to cost.
Right.
Like obviously there's still the worry of budget and all that, but it's one of those things where you don't have to worry so much about where you're allocating everything.
Right.
Like a good script is a good script, and like obviously everything ties to if you have everybody performing at their best everywhere, it's going to come together in a really good way.
And obviously we are more physical media people.
Yes, yeah.
But the good thing about streaming is it's easier for independent films to get out there.
Yeah.
Via Tubi, whatever else.
Yeah, I mean we're talking about shorts from YouTube.
Yeah. So let's talk about we'll give two examples of films that defied we'll say like the general view of film.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how to describe it exactly.
Like yeah, it was on its own level.
When it first came out,
Yeah.
it defied the norm.
Yes. Yeah. They kind of punched through the box.
Night of the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Budget, $114,000. Made $30 million.
Yeah.
Example 2. Going to 1978. Halloween. Budget, $325,000. Made $70 million.
Yeah.
These are movies that were outside the box. These were weird decisions when they came out. They blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Horror would not be the same as it is today without these two films.
Yeah.
Criterion Collection is as they say, the best and greatest films from around the world and through time. I'm just paraphrasing. I don't know what the actual quote is, but that's essentially what they say. Night of the Living Dead is a Criterion film.
Mm.
It was made for $100,000 in a small little town that no one thought would ever do anything.
Right.
And it became a huge success. You never know, and it's not always the studios that know what's best for film.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean,
Batgirl.
yeah. Batgirl, Coyote versus Acme. Honestly, a lot of poor decisions on WB's end.
All the people cutting out physical media in their releases.
Just
But-
look at fucking Netflix. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Oh.
Independent films or independent filmmakers are on the cutting edge. They could take the risks that the studios aren't willing to take,
Hmm.
and they keep innovation fresh.
Yeah. Well,
Stuff like this is what makes me excited to be a filmmaker.
well, I like the. Sorry,
You're spacing too.
yeah, I'm running through my thoughts right now. Everything is like jumping.
It's
8
been a
different
month. Give
tracks.
us some grace.
Sorry. I'm also just not that articulate when it comes to talking about cinema.
Garrett, we need you.
Listen, if somebody's got an elevator game, it's Garrett. No, the taking risk thing, and this is another thing that I love about the independent scene. The independent scene, we've talked a lot about the acting here. Across all three of these, the acting's been amazing.
Yes.
And these are, I don't want to say that they're nobodies because that feels demeaning.
Yeah.
But I mean,
They're unknowns.
Yeah, they're unknowns. They're not on anybody's radar really.
Madeline McGraw was the only name that's been on anybody's radar out in like the mainstream.
Yeah.
Because she was in the Black Phone, Cars 3. What else did I say? Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then there was another pick. Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that more studios would take a chance on unknowns.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that they would do really well taking more chances on unknowns because, I mean...
If they took chance on unknowns, that's where 90% of their money's going.
Yeah, exactly.
They
Okay.
can do so many more $1 million, $2 million movies if they take chance on unknown people.
Yeah, recent news. Look at RDJ returning as Dr. Doom. Not to talk about that decision specifically, but
Him
they're
being paid
paying
$100 million.
It's $200 million. I thought. I
No,
thought it was $100 million for each.
Oh, I thought it was $100 million total.
It
$50 million
might
apiece.
be.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I looked at the numbers.
But still,
But that was-
ridiculous.
no, there's no fucking I'm sorry. There is no fucking reason to have done that. Look, excluding all the reasons I can imagine that they took into account for this decision.
Yeah.
They could have saved so much money when they're already bleeding at this point.
Yeah.
Because they are, like we said, they are overspending. They could have saved so much money if they would have went to the independent circuit and found somebody that was willing to cover up their face the entire time.
Without marketing, just production cost. They're saying Avengers Doomsday is going to cost about $635 million.
Yeah, which is fucking insane. How they're
going to need like $1.5 billion just to break even.
Yeah. Because you know that they're going to market the hell out of it.
Right.
In order to try to make it as big of a bang afterwards. Because I have a feeling that after this reset, they're going to recast a lot of people.
Yes.
And I think that seems to be the general consensus, unless there are people that don't know what the fuck Secret Wars is.
Right.
I think that that's the general consensus.
Yes.
And I think that after they clean house, they really do need to switch to unknown people. And
Right.
I know that
The MCU is a household name.
Yeah.
The MCU itself is a household name.
Yeah.
They can go for independent people and still draw people.
Yeah. I mean, look at A24. They normally get like one headliner, and then they get somebody that either they are known as a supporting actor,
Yeah.
or they just get complete unknowns.
Right.
And I think that is insane because you see all these people leave the A24 not leaving the A24 industry because a lot of them do go back. Like he was in The Witch. He's playing Galactus. It's,
Ralph Fiennes.
yes, Ralph.
No?
No,
No.
you might be right with the first. It's like Ralph Innocen.
Einstein, yeah.
Yes.
There was two Ralphs.
Yeah. Ralph Fiennes is going to be in the Hunger Games for whatever fucking reason. Also, he was really good in The Menu. I cannot recommend people watch The Menu enough. He's fucking amazing in that.
The menu tonight is pizza.
I'll make you the best damn cheeseburger you've ever had. No, sorry, you died tonight. Sorry, it's so good. I love The Menu. It caught me off guard when I watched it. I need everybody to see it. It's so good.
I still need to.
But Ralph Ineson. Ralph Ineson, he's one of those people where he was more independent film, and he was so now he's getting casted in these large franchise things, and it's like look at Jamon Hansu.
Yeah.
He's in so much stuff, and they don't pay him a whole lot.
Right. Most of the cast of Civil War are not big names.
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst was really the only, and she's not really anymore, but she was like the only big name in there.
Yeah, there
was the dude from Dune, the guy whose eyes roll back.
The
older guy with the white hair.
Him, Jesse Clemens.
Plemons.
I always think that it's either Clemens or Plemons. I always choose the wrong one.
And then Kaylee Spaney. She was in Romulus.
Oh yeah,
But
okay.
she's a newer actress.
Yeah, I think she's also really fucking good.
Yeah.
I loved her in both Civil War and Romulus.
But still, you finally watched Romulus?
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it later.
Yeah. So Civil War is an excellent movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Incredible movie. And there's not really any big name talent except for Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
It's either newcomers or people that never really made it big.
Yeah. It also had the main cameraman was
Nick Offerman's the president.
Yeah, Nick Offerman. But the main camera guy was Jack, wasn't he? The
Duquesne?
swordsman?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never made the connection until you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that. I think I remember.
But still, is no A-list names really.
Yeah, it's still like these people
Or not
that
even
while
B-list,
they're on
like more C-list.
I would rather say B-list.
Yeah.
Because those are they've all been in notable projects that are still on the forefront of people's minds.
They're B-list movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actors.
I don't know exactly what all the guy that played Jack has been in.
Yeah.
But
he's been in a few things. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody did really well here. I just it's sorry. Now I'm thinking about Civil War.
Yeah. Shameless promotion though. If you like Civil War, Warfare comes out on Blu-ray Tuesday.
I'm interested in seeing it. After seeing Civil War, I'm very interested because I haven't watched the trailer or anything for Warfare. I've heard great things about it.
If you thought Civil War was rough, hold on to your seatbelt for Warfare.
Yeah, I'm hyped.
It's rough.
I'm hyped. I'm very, very, very interested.
The tension is so much worse than any horror movie that I've seen.
For real?
Yeah. Hold on to your butt.
Okay. I'm gonna have to buy it when it comes out.
Yes. Physical media.
Yes, physical media is goated. Don't forget. Don't buy.
Don't let the studios let you forget.
Yeah, don't buy discounted either. I would recommend that you don't buy from Amazon with it. Go directly to suppliers like go directly to A24. Go directly to Criterion to pick up their pieces.
Scream Factory,
Shout Factory, all that. Arrow Video.
Don't forget Kino Classics.
Yeah, Kino Classics. Yes. God, I'm stupid.
The Nosferatu disc from Kino Classics.
Yeah, as much as you can, make sure to buy. That way they get the most profits. Yep. Obviously, with the bigger studios, they don't need the profits as much. But it shows that there is an interest in physical media. And if you buy discounted, there's less profit to be made there. So the margin gets shorter and all that.
Warner Brothers is the only studio right now recognizing the need for physical media.
Yeah, because they're realizing how much they shot themselves in the fucking foot.
It's interesting that Warner Brothers is the one who realized it.
Yeah.
After the bad decisions they've made recently.
Dude,
They're like, we weren't having all these money troubles when people were buying physical media. It's like, no kidding.
Dude, I'm really hoping that streaming really comes to bite people in the ass. I'm not going to say that streaming is a bad thing.
No, we need to go back. We need to go back to how it was 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Where movies are in theaters for 3 months, You get your physical release like 3-4 months later,
Yeah.
and then like 3 months after that, that's when it goes to streaming.
Yes. It should not hit streaming before it hits physical first and foremost.
No,
I don't think that it should even hit digital.
No, you shouldn't be able to rent it digitally. For that, it should come to digital the same day it comes to physical.
If it doesn't come same day as physical, then it can't be more than a week out.
Yeah.
It can't be. I think that's another thing that's killing physical media is the fact that digital media is coming out so much earlier. And like, obviously, I think
it's killing the theater industry too.
Yeah.
People are just waiting 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a week sometimes, and just spend the $30 and buying it. Because if you don't live in a small town where tickets are $9, it's 2 tickets and you've got your movie and you own it.
Yeah, yeah. Not to sound like a cult member, but we were kind of before the podcast, before we started recording this episode, we were talking about different subscriptions to the theater chains and stuff like that. Something like the subscription to Regal or the subscription to AMC A-List, or I just found out about the subscription for Alamo Drafthouse, like something like that. Like it makes it a lot more affordable to go to the movies, and
you get the theater experience.
And you get the theater experience, something that somebody like the fucking co-CEOs of Netflix don't fucking understand.
Because even if you have a home theater like me, I have a 120-inch screen and surround sound.
Yeah,
it's still not the same as watching Spider-Man No Way Home opening night with 100 other people. And when Andrew and Toby show up on screen, people jumping up and down screaming at the top of their lungs and crying.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not going to get that watching it at home, even if you're watching it with a friend.
Yeah,
2 people is not the same as 100 people.
Yes, I mean, one of my favorite experiences is No Way Home. Theater experiences is No Way Home. It's also Dune, but Dune was for a different reason.
Cap-lifting Mjolnir.
Yes, but Endgame. Endgame is one of my most vivid memories of the theater going experience because it was pre-COVID, so there were a lot more people filling seats. Just hearing everybody react to those moments, like Cap lifting Mjolnir, to the Iron Man snap, and all that. Like, it's electrifying. You can feel the energy in the air around you. It's such a beautiful thing, and it's so hard to get that now because, and like you could say that it's because of the way that people are making movies, but it's also because of the fact that people don't go to the theaters, largely because of how expensive it can be.
Yeah,
but I just, even if they lower costs, I still don't think that people will go to the theaters as much, just because of the way that streaming is affecting the industry.
Right.
Sorry that we're off topic.
We're about to end this, so
reviews. Yeah. It's such a bummer.
Yeah.
And
another moment, superhero-wise, BVS. When Doomsday is about to blast Batman, you see the shield, and Wonder Woman pops out.
It's a great moment, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I saw BVS in theaters.
The crowd reaction was great when we finally got Wonder Woman on screen in the big screen.
Yeah, I was jumping out of my seat when Flash appeared.
Yeah.
Not to say anything about Ezra. But
yeah, moving on.
Yeah. Let's speed on past that one. But like, I was jumping out of my seat for that one, and like, I definitely would have been doing it for the theater. Yeah. Like Power Rangers 2017, the post-credit scene where they bring up Tommy's name.
Yeah. I was like one of the only people in the theaters for Power Rangers still.
Yeah, same.
There was like 20 people.
Yeah, I think I saw it a couple weeks after it opened.
Yeah. But even 20, like, I've seen so many movies after COVID where I was the only one in the theater opening night.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous.
It is. Like,
I understand the small town's part of it, but like,
yeah, but like,
it's still a 30,000 person town. Like, there should at least be a few people in there.
Yeah, like, I saw Lisa Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Opening day, Valentine's Day, 2024. Yeah, it was last year. Yeah. Bad memory. But I saw it opening day, and when I saw it opening day, there were obviously it was like just like couples that were in there.
Yeah.
But even then, there was only like 6 other group little like couples with me in this giant ass theater, and I was like, "What's like? This is a great movie." Unfortunately, that was one that got slept on. But
I'll give you a couple examples, and then we'll wrap this up. We'll Well, let's just give our star ratings now before we say this. I'm gonna give this a 5-star because just how immaculate it was without dialogue.
Yeah, I
Because of the innovation and without dialogue, it's an immaculate design.
I'll say 4.75
Okay,
because I don't want to give it full 5 stars.
because you want more.
Yeah, because I want more.
Fair.
I want more from this.
Fair.
Again, it's immaculate. I think that it's done beautifully. Like, even though I don't want to revisit the movie that this reminded me of.
Right. You want to revisit this.
Yes, it's so good. Like they're both great in the same way, and I think that it's masterclass in show don't tell.
Yes.
In the most literal way of show don't tell.
Yes.
It's masterclass, and it's great. 4.75. I will give it the full 5, but yeah, I would like a little bit more from this. It was great. I love it. It was so good.
But to wrap up this conversation, 65, I was the only one in the theater.
Same.
Last Voyage of the Meter, I was the only one in the theater.
Mm.
Both opening nights. These were all opening nights, actually. The Woman King with Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't Angela Bassett.
No, it was Viola Davis. I thought.
Viola Davis, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was singing Black Panther.
Yeah.
It's both, yeah. It's the Royal Guard.
Yeah.
That's what it.
Oh,
that's what the Black Panther Guard are based on.
Yeah, I get you.
But it was one other person besides the people in the theater that went with me. Because Jacob and John went with me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then there was only like one other person in the theater. Shazam 2. There was like 8 people in the theater.
Yeah, there were not a whole lot of people when we went. Like it was like the 4 of us.
Yeah, Blue Beetle, 4 people.
Yeah.
Quantumania, only like 6 people.
Did we actually go see all? We didn't go see those all rope drop though.
I went opening night for all those.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought that you saw Quantumania for the first time with us. Because it was me and Paul. Because I remember Paul was on the outside seat.
Oh yeah, we did go. So it wasn't opening night, was it?
No, I think that was that Friday, but I don't think that was opening night on that Thursday.
Well, no, I that's why I meant Friday, because like that's when I usually go.
Yeah.
Because that's technically opening night. Thursday's preview screening.
Yeah, I just I consider that more
Yeah.
opening night because of the rope drop and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
I see
these
the
were all
difference.
Friday nights. Yeah.
But still, though, it was like next day.
Yeah.
There was a fuck nobody there.
Yeah. I'll wrap this up with a story to roast John. And then we'll close out. Anyone who's been to the theater knows John talks during movies. He gets very excited. He's passionate about his movies.
Yeah, it's something that I appreciate about going to the movies with him as much as somebody that doesn't like hearing noise from other people in the theater.
He just enjoys himself so much.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't think he heard it, but some dude during Shazam 2 was getting mad, and I hear a few rows back, "Shut the F up."
Dude,
Ballerina was another one, like 8 people in the room, 10 people in the room.
Yeah.
Opening, that was Saturday though, not Friday.
Yeah, my theater was about halfway full for Ballerina. I went to Dolby for it.
Okay.
That Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we thank you guys for watching this.
Yes, thank you.
We're glad to be back.
It's about time.
It's been a minute. We got lots of stuff coming up. Get ready in a few weeks. We'll probably do it in August. Our Dark Knight trilogy look back.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare yourselves.
It's going to be, dude. I haven't seen Dark Knight Returns
Rises.
in its entire. Sorry, yeah, Rises. Sorry, I haven't seen. Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of the Nolanverse, but I haven't seen that in its entirety since I saw it in theaters. I remember there was one night a few years ago where I tried watching them all in one sitting.
Yes.
I got through Batman Begins and Dark Knight, and I got like halfway through Dark Knight Rises, and then I fell asleep.
I don't know what's going to be better,
gonna
just
be
doing the episode in general, or the fact that Garrett and I are both going to be in makeup.
Please don't. I can't take it anymore. If anybody wants to torture themselves, check out our Joker Folia Do review. It's what you can expect from Matthew during our upcoming episode.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be something.
And I don't think we've mentioned this publicly yet. The day we review First Steps, we are doing our live reaction to Fantastic Four 1994.
Yes, we are. Before that, we also have our review for Jurassic World Rebirth next week.
And Superman.
And Superman the following week, yeah. I'm
even going to buy the Blu-ray of Fantastic Four before we do it, just so we have the Blu-ray of it to watch.
Wait, there's a Blu-ray of the 94 Fantastic Four? Are you fucking joking?
There's also one of Captain America 1990.
I knew that. I didn't know there was one.
There's a DVD of Justice League 1997, too.
Somebody has to have made a Blu-ray of it somewhere on the internet.
You haven't seen that, right?
Of
Justice League 97?
No, I've seen it. No,
Crap.
I haven't seen Fantastic Four.
Crap. Well, anyway.
I also haven't seen the Captain Americas. But
I don't think John and Garrett have seen it, so we're going to do that Justice League episode sometime, too.
Dude, I'm down for it.
it's bad.
It's one hell of a fucking movie. But no, thank you guys so much for watching or listening, however you enjoy the medium. Make sure to check out all of our other episodes. We've done reviews similar to this before. Make sure to check out our upcoming reviews.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe.
Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to follow us on social medias. We're most active on Twitter, but we're also active on Facebook. We have a Instagram account. We have Threads account. We have a TikTok that started. I'm not
now
sure.
that we're getting back to it, we should be
actively
posting on it.
We'll be actively posting there. We might find something else. We still have to set up the OnlyFans. But thank you guys for listening.
And don't forget to also follow Garrett's Rockbuster Productions page.
Oh, yeah.
And my Dark Before the Dawn media page.
Mm-hmm.
My Instagram has taken off lately. I started at the beginning. Facebook's at like 120. I've had that for like 2.5 years. Instagram I've had since Christmas time, and I am almost at 1,500.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah. Most of this has been the last 2 months.
Yeah.
I was like 100 like 2 months ago.
A giant boom, yeah.
But yeah, thank you for watching. Can't wait to see you guys next week. This will be up tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, we're
Should be
recording
tomorrow.
this on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday. Hope you guys have a good night. Dylan and I are about to watch No Country for Old Men. It's about to be fun.
And it's going to be the first time for me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good night.
Have a great night.
We have been the Cinema Asylum Podcast. You guys were awesome. Thanks for coming out. Good night.